Let me take some of the anxiety of your chest by showing you exactly how I'm going to help a community member deliver their first $3,600 client. My name is Sand. I build sales systems for a living. I've grown a sales team agency to $139K a month. And the reason I'm doing this is because of two reasons. One, which is pretty obvious, getting your first client has a mix of feeling happy, but also stressed. And I totally get that because I had the exact feeling myself. And two, to show you guys how to deliver a real sales automation project so you guys can take that and get up and running yourself. So let's make some money. Okay, we have another win from Arun. He said, just closed my first client deal for $3.6K with a $2,100 advanced. The grind is real, but this feeling, absolutely worth it. Yeah. Classic. See, the best feeling is when you receive your first Stripe payment or your first payment of the internet. That feeling just never goes away. Keep pushing, stay focused, and don't give up. Trust me, your hard work will pay off. That is absolutely true, my friend. Congratulations. You've done the work. Well, now you deserve the rewards. So to give you guys some context, Arun is like a really good friend of mine. And I know him now for like a couple months. If you guys don't know, back then in October, I used to offer coaching, right? So just basically coaching calls. And Arun came in and he booked a call and we jumped on a call and I basically told him exactly what to do. And I remember I noticed the first time we talked on the phone, the first time we actually hopped on a call, he was really hungry for success. And I can just spot people. I can just spot people that are really hungry for success because I can see myself in them. And he always tells me, like, I see myself in you. And it's really, really wholesome when you see someone's progress go from 0 to 1, 2, 3, all the way to like 10, right? I mean, think about it. Your first client for $3.6K, right? With $2,100 in advance. That means they really liked you, right? They really liked you, that they paid you. Like, think about it. Like, you pick a prospect. This is the beauty of sales systems, that you pick who you want to work with off the internet, where you reach out to them and then they pay you money, right? They've never met you, right? Think about how cool that is, right? And let me walk you guys through the Arun's landing page, which is My Boring Process, which is definitely a really interesting name, right? And I mean, think about it. Like, if I'm a prospect, this is for people who say, this is like gurus who say, well, landing pages don't really matter. Your website doesn't really matter. I mean, think about it. Would you work with a glorified freelancer, right, that just doesn't put any time or energy in their brand, their landing page, the way they talk, the way they communicate? Or would you work with someone who positions themselves as not a glorified freelancer, but actually a growth partner, right? Think about it. I mean, if I'm a prospect, I'm going to walk into this page, right, this landing page. I definitely want to work with this guy because, I mean, he knows what he's doing, right? And he has a very interesting offer. He says 7 sales-ready meetings a month for B2B leaders, pay only if they show. So our AI finds buyers with personalization your competitors can't match. We book meetings, you hit MRR. So this is what I mean by a really good like offer, right? This is what I mean by like an amazing offer, right? So the way he does it is kind of similar to my process. I mean, My Boring Process, Mayo process. So this is what I mean by using AI and automation the right way. So how it works, share ICP, AI sniffs the pain. So our AI identifies prospects with pain signals. Amazing. We write outreach and you take the meetings. It's pretty straightforward, right? And he also does something really interesting. So this is a generic agency email, what your competitors send and what we'll send for you. So again, using the real juice of AI and automation, right? So our AI doesn't just swap merge fields. It analyzes real company data, tech stacks, job postings, and executive statements, right? This is amazing. This is what I mean by a sales team agency, right? We have frequently asked questions. And this is what I mean by there's no such thing such as market saturation. The only thing that matters if you can differentiate yourself inside that market, okay? So there's no such thing such as a saturated market. The only thing that's saturated is offers and how you position yourself in that market. Doesn't really matter, okay? So great work, my friend. So he walked me through the project and it's a marketing agency, right? So this marketing agency really is feeling pain, right? Because you guys don't know, like marketing agencies, they typically have like very vague offers and they usually just provide something like these marketing services such as SEO, PPC ads, and they don't provide something tangible, right? They only provide awareness, right? They just get traffic, not necessarily clients, okay? Which is quite hard to deliver for, but there's always ways to do things, which is the reason why I added the first client reward. Because I mean, I've worked with multiple marketing agencies, and I know how to frame their offer in a way that's going to be making money to the other party, right? Which is exactly what I would recommend you guys do. Always, let's say you work with a client, whatever they are trying to sell, you always want to position themselves and use a revenue generating angle. Like, how can they make that other company more money? Because ultimately what businesses want, they want more revenue, right? Because we're in business to make money. Okay. So I've done a pretty good job in clarifying their offer. So I'm going to walk you guys through it step by step, but let me just give you guys how it works, right? So essentially, once a client pays you, well, you just send them an onboarding form, which is onboarding, right? Which is this one right here that I share with people. And it's essentially just welcome to your onboarding, right? This is the one that I use for my process, my own company. So congratulations on taking your first step towards having a consistent dream of interested leads hitting your inbox. Please complete this form. So essentially what I would recommend you guys do is let's say client pays you, okay? They pay you, well, you get them on a kickoff call or like an onboarding call, which is something like very, very standard in the agency space. Well, and what you do there is you essentially just ask them questions about their ideal customer, their industry, like their offer, etc. And what I would recommend you guys do, don't just send them the onboarding form, because sometimes they would give you like very stupid, dumb answers. So go through the onboarding call with them. It's going to take you like 15 to 20 minutes. And that way you have all the information about their business. So you can essentially, actually deliver. So click on start. And essentially we have the general business information, first name, company, for example, the contact email, your offer and target audience. For example, we have what is the benefit to your offer. So this will help us clarify it to ensure the best results. The next question we have is what sets you apart and makes you stand out. So it really makes them think, right? Do you offer any guarantees? If not, would you consider doing it for maximum results? Another thing is, what's the biggest pain points of your ideal client customer? Which is the beauty about sales systems is pretty straightforward. We're just connecting A to B using AI and automation, right? Which is the real juice, because nobody cares if you can automate their proposals. They only care if you can get them clients, period, right? So this is the onboarding form. Now he walked me through it, and I essentially just put those answers in a Google Doc, right? And if you guys noticed here, they typically talk in a they typically talk just like a politician. We don't really understand what you mean. So you hope brands advertise profitably and in line with their goals. Brands no longer have to manage or worry about Amazon themselves. See documents for more. Okay, sure. But let me just clarify it. Okay. So this is the technical jargon that they give you, but you need to clarify it. So this is exactly what I've done. So helping brands advertise profitably and in line with their goals. Well, what do you do actually? In plain English, when you sit in your desk, like what do you do? Well, this is what they do, explained by Saad. They help consumer brands which is retail, baby product, etc. Basically any retail brand, make more money on Amazon. That's it. By fixing their product pages, so more people buy when they see them. Simple. This is like how people outside talk. They run ads for them that actually work instead of wasting money. They switch their products to Amazon Warehouse FBA, so they qualify for Prime and get more sales. Again, they get more sales. See how I framed their offer? It's not like we're just running ads for you. Well, we're going to get you more sales, okay? This is what I always recommend you guys do, is always go for the revenue generating angle, because nobody cares if you can run ads for them. They only care if you can get them a client in the next 3 weeks. That's it. Managing the whole thing for them so the brand doesn't have to worry about Amazon at all. So again, we're lowering the friction. You don't have to worry about anything. We handle everything. That's it. You get more sales. Okay, just pay us, right? So this is what they do in plain English. Now, as always, whenever you build a sales system, you want to identify the lead sourcing database where we're going to actually find these leads, right? That they want to talk to. This company, this marketing agency. Okay, and I'm going to walk you guys through it step by step. Very easy and straightforward. The system we're going to build is going to take us 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. The next thing you want to do is also pre-draft something called a dream email. Now, here is the dream email that I actually wrote for him. And we're going to go ahead and dissect it together, okay? Like micro level dissecting, and explain the thought process between every line so you guys understand this and apply these in your own client fulfillment whenever you deliver a sales system for a client, okay? So email one, which is a connector style. And we're saying subject line, first name, this might be a growth shortcut for you. First thing, pattern disrupt. So again, this might be a growth shortcut for you. people, like the person, that lead, right, will open the email. Okay, this might be a growth shortcut for you. Oh, okay, I'm interested. Hey, first name. I'm going to add a congrats line, essentially just AI personalization. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. And it's going to sound super human and one-on-one, not those generic bullshit, personalization you see online that people just try to generate. Know you're busy running company name, but if Amazon is on your radar as a real revenue channel, this is worth a look. Again, I'm piquing their interest, right? One of my partners helped X Barbecue. So again, I'm not going to mention their exact case study that this marketing agency has. So go from 24% to 77% FBA sales in a season. Again, I'm framing everything as a revenue generating angle, right? They didn't change their team, didn't add overhead. They just let someone smart turn Amazon into a cash generating engine. They work performance only, no results, no invoice, want me to enter you. So if you guys notice here, the vibe here is quite interesting. It's like the connector style. So the way he's going to do it is he basically just going to connect the two, right? So the vibe is interesting because it feels like an insider knowledge. Like I know someone that's there that's going to help you, right? And people like, okay, this guy seems interesting. Yeah, make the intro. Boom. You just booked the meeting for your clients. Now you get paid, right? So here are the ingredients. So the first thing we do is actually dissect this. Know you're busy writing company name, but if Amazon on your radar, what we're doing here is we're dropping a credible result. X Barbecue doubled Amazon sales. Very straightforward. Again, we're framing it as like insider knowledge. I know someone that is printing money, and people are curious. Okay, show me. Like, who's this guy? Like, make the intro, please, right? So we're not asking, we're just putting the right people in the right room. And I always say this, when you put the right people in the right room, you say the right thing, you'll never be broke. Okay, so the tone is casual and helpful. Want me to enter you? And the psychology behind this is that it makes you look well connected, calm, in control, and valuable. No pressure, just a helpful nudge. Okay. Now you might be wondering, Saad, okay, well, this is the dream email. I understand. Well, how do I source these leads? Okay. I'm going to show you guys how to source these leads, whether you are working with a marketing agency or like an SEO agency. So there's multiple ways to do this. Okay. Like 100 ways to deliver for this project. Okay. So I'm going to walk you guys through the most straightforward way to actually get meetings going, right? And the second option is going to be a pain sniffing tactic. Okay. Now, as you guys know, I always say, do things that don't scale. What I mean by that is you want to squeeze as much juice from the basics, right? Deliver a little bit of results. And then once you want to like really dig deep and like over the lever, then you can use other more of like a little bit more advanced tactics. Okay. So what I told him is one, the most straightforward way to find these leads is scrape Apollo. I'm going to walk you guys through how to do it so you guys can do it yourself. So scrape Apollo, and then we're going to have two. So whenever you scrape Apollo, you're going to make sure to validate emails, because typically when you scrape data off these platforms, right? This is, Apollo, by the way, is just a lead sourcing database that has like 20 million leads inside. I believe it's more than 200 million leads. Yeah. So we're going to validate the emails. And the reason why is because whenever you scrape leads off Apollo or other platforms, you want to make sure you add like an extra layer of validation. Okay. Just to make sure you're reaching out to the existing people, right? So step 3 is generate AI personalization. And obviously, we're going to have to clean the company names, because when you scrape data off the internet, you're going to see that it has like LLC, LTD. Now, people don't talk like this. They're not going to say, hey, for example, know you're busy running company name LLC, right? So we need to clean the company name. So once we clean the company name, generate AI personalization, then we're just going to have to pre-type the copy and just add it to our sequencer, which is going to be Instantly. If you guys don't know what Instantly is, it's basically a cold email software that you can use to reach out to thousands of your ideal customers, right? Basically thousands of emails every single day. And we're going to build the automation in make.com, and it's going to allow us to do this at scale. You build it once and it runs forever. Okay. And this is the beauty about automation and AI. Okay. Like I always say. So the next tactic, which is going to be a pain sniffing tactic. Now, let me explain this to you guys. Think about it logically. Like, how can I find signals of companies that need this service, right? Well, a company hiring for this type of service. Well, if a company is hiring for a marketing specialist or like an SEO specialist, that means they want to run ads, right? So Well, we look for companies hiring for ads. There's multiple ways. You can scrape LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, Dice, Well Found, right? So again, this is something that he should not do from the get-go because he needs to squeeze as much juice from the basics, right? And then once that's done, you get a couple meetings, 3 to 5. Well, now he can upsell using this method, right? See how the method just flows naturally, right? So he can get those meetings for his clients, right? And then when he wants to upsell, he would say, "Hey, we've delivered the results, right? In time frame. Well, I see no reason why we can double down and now we can find companies that have those signals that your service or product, that your service is solvent. Now the client is going to be like, wow, okay, yeah, let's do it. And now he can upsell hard for a retainer for like 3K. And now we locked a client for 3 months, right? So this is like tactics. Okay. So we're going to go for the most straightforward way now, which is basically doing things that don't scale. And we're going to scrape Apollo. So step 1 is we're going to have to go to apollo.io and I'm going to show you guys how to build a list. Okay. So once you sign up, right, go to your account and then go to people, right? And then we're going to have to build our list. Okay. So step 1 is what do they want? Okay. So target companies. So size 1 to 10. So they want 1 to 10, which is sweet. We already have 1 to 10. So you go to employees, 1 to 10, okay, 5.3 million. They also want industry, consumer goods, health, beauty, baby, and grocery. Okay, so the way you're gonna find these companies, go to industry and then simply type in health and wellness and fitness, okay? And then we also want retail, and we also want consumer. I believe there's a consumer thing here. Yeah, consumer goods, right? Sweet. So we have 256K results. In terms of job titles, well, they want decision makers such as founder, co-founder, president, director of sales, okay? So go to search for job title, type in SEO, CEO, SEO, and then founder. So founder and CEO again. They also want, what do they want? Director of sales. Okay, director of sales. Sweet. 19.5K results. Okay, so industry and keywords. So we want to find companies that have these keywords in their company, right? So it's going to be e-commerce consumer brand. Okay, Amazon. So we're just going to put Amazon. Okay, we're going to have to put CPG. E-commerce. And then direct to customer. He also mentioned something like, I believe it was organic. Yeah. Keywords used by your ICP, organic. Okay. So organic. Yeah. I mean, makes sense. Organic. Okay. 1.8K results. That really like, boom. We also want e-commerce consumer. Yeah. Consumer brand. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys a hack to up the lead list. Check this out. 1, 2, 3. President. Check this out. 2.3K. Awesome. So now what do we do? Well, we need to scrape this data. Well, the most straightforward way is using Epify. So simply go to epify.com, okay? And then type in Apollo. The one that I want is going to be scrape up to 50K leads. So it allows you to scrape up to 50,000 leads from Apollo. Now we're just going to have to copy this URL and then paste it here, okay? And the cool part about the scraper is that it uses its own cookies, okay? So you don't have to worry about your cookies, which is essentially like the cookies of that Apollo account, okay? So now in terms of the results, what do we want? We want 2.3K results. So 2,300. And make sure to toggle clean output, run options, make sure it's always no timeout, okay? and simply click on save and start. Okay. Now the scraper is going to go ahead and scrape those leads for us. And then we're just going to have to wait a little bit. Okay. We're just going to wait until this finishes and I'm going to get back to you guys. Okay. So we just scraped 2,300 results here from the net new. Okay. Well, now what do? Well, we're going to go to make.com. We're going to build a system. So let's go to make.com. We're going to create a simple, straightforward system. Go to create a new scenario. Okay. And then let's just name this our own system. Okay, so I'm going to click on Epify. We'll always start from get dataset items because we want to get the data that was scraped right now. Go to settings. And then all you have to do is go to API integration, copy this API token by going to copy, go to add, go to connection type, API token, paste this in your API key, save. And in terms of the dataset ID, you guessed it, it's in storage. And this is the dataset ID, copy, and go back to make, paste it here. Okay, sweet. Well, now what do? Well, in terms of limit, just put 1, click on save, okay? This is gonna be client leads. And then let's just run once. Sweet, we have the name, Sarah at Kokanu.com. Check this lady. Okay, so natural organic. Okay, that's an interesting brand, whatever. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and validate the emails because this is an email right here. We have Sarah Belzer, which is the president of that company. And we also have the company. Oh yeah, we have the company a LinkedIn URL, which is awesome. We can use that. So this is their company. Okay, so we're going to click on this plus button. And then we need to validate the emails, okay? Because like I said, we need to validate emails whenever you scrape them off Apollo. So in his case, he can just use the SSM Masters, which is our own email enrichment platform, instead of paying for additional software. So any member that joins, essentially SSM, they just use your email account associated with your school community to retrieve your access token. Okay, you get access token and welcome to SSM Masters, right? Which is pretty cool, right? So we have the email verifier, we have the LinkedIn company scraper, we have also the email finder. And the reason why we built this, because I was like, you know what, like people are just going to join. They have to pay $400 to $500 in email enrichment platforms. It just doesn't make any sense. Like it creates this friction. And I was like, how can I make it stupid easy to actually just do the work? So let me just build my own email enrichment platform. To give you some context, I was not the one who actually built this. We have like a developer called Sammy. Shout out to you, my friend. Love you to death. But it's like, there's no reason for people to like pay for it. They can just use our own and it's technically unlimited. But if you blast 100,000 lookups, we're going to rate limit you. I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. It's technically unlimited. And let me give you guys a quick walkthrough to it. So essentially, it's just a GET request to this URL. Okay. And the way you use it is just go to make a request in HTTP, make a request, right? And then URL, just put the URL and the email address that you have here, which is the email that we have, which is this lady, Sarah. The method is going to be get. And these are just basic parameters, right? Essentially just authorization. So you just put authorization in your API key. So authorization. And then you just put your API key. And then if I run once, basically, boom, data, deliverable. So this email is deliverable. Let me make sure if you guys can see this. I put myself here so you guys can see everything. So valid, right? So this is like essentially instead of paying for like additional software. Obviously, I'm cognitive of my viewers, but I'm going to show you guys another way. So simply just use mails.so, right? This is the one. There's also Mail Tester Ninja. Really good, actually. Like really good. And it's super cheap, guys. You got to subscribe. Like it's $4, right? I mean, that's peanuts, right? So you can use this or you can use mails.so, right? So this is mails.so. It's like unlimited. Okay, so this is $50. So definitely go for Mail Tester. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys how to use mails.so, right? So mails.so, validate a single email. So once you sign up to mails.so, let me walk you guys through it step by step. So you go to login, right? Okay. There we go. Now we go to API. This is my API key, which is this one. So this is the API key. So simply just Control C, click on add, and then just paste it here. And that's this, right? So in terms of the email address, again, put the email address of that lady, which is Sarah, and then let's just run once. So now what do we do? Well, this is going to be validate emails. So validate email. Okay. And then next step is we need to clean the company names. So we're just going to use Entropic, create a prompt. So again, you can use any AI model, right? So I'm just using Claude. So max token 750 because we're just cleaning. We're not generating anything. Go to content. It's going to be text. And I'm going to share with you guys the prompt is going to clean the company names for you. Very easy. Just plug and play. You don't have to like nerd out about it. So this company, it's called company name formatter. So copy this, paste it here. So normalize the company name by, normalize company name. This is the name of the company, which is, what's the company name? Yeah, Kokunu. Okay. So this company is already clean, so we don't have to worry about it. But we have additional records. We have LLC, LTD. Okay. So this company is already cleaned. So company domain, well, kokunu.com, and the person's bio, or we can just do we can just do the company LinkedIn. Yeah, the company LinkedIn. It's way better. Yeah. Organization LinkedIn. And the company LinkedIn URL. Boom. Click save. And then we need to output the results in JSON because for some weird reason, I don't know why, AI models just add like extra spaces and it's really annoying. And it's really annoying. I would recommend you guys always say, provide the final form normalized results in the correct JSON as results. Always make sure it's always consistent. So it's going to be always results, because if you don't do that, sometimes you're going to have company name, like a different name, like a different output. So it would be like result one, company name, clean company name. So you always want to train the AI model to have like one name, which is results equals company name. Okay. So save this. Well, now we have to parse the JSON by going to JSON because it's a JSON. So parse JSON. And then again, make sure to add the text response here. And then let's just run this. Now make is going to yell at you, so just ignore and run anyway. So there we go. Since the company name is already clean, so it's Kokunu. Okay, so it's going to be clean name, and then again, so validating the email, clean the name, parsing the JSON. Well, now what do? We need to generate some sort of personalization. Okay, now we already have ammo for that since we have the company LinkedIn. So in his case, he only has to do just scrape the company LinkedIn using the command center again, which is the LinkedIn company scraper, right? Which is again, let me just walk you guys through how it works. So again, HTTP, make a request, pretty easy. It's going to be a post request, right? I believe it's a post request. Yeah, post request. And then essentially you just add content type application JSON, right? Which is basically like a headers of the API. So application JSON, boom. And then you're going to have to add, again, authorization in your API key. So authorization, content type is going to be raw and JSON. So, and it's going to be, it's what? Authorization, and we have URL. Okay, so URL equal the LinkedIn. Okay, so URL equals the LinkedIn, which is the LinkedIn that we have right here, which is company LinkedIn. And then you close the brackets and then you save. Okay. Now check this out. That was pretty quick. The command center is so quick. So again, we have, check this out. Like we have the company info. Kokunu helps couples lead, okay, whatever. And then we have the company website. And then we have the company LinkedIn URL, founded year, specialities, whatever they're doing, a passion for healthy relationship, company description, like recent publication. So this company didn't like post anything. Similar companies. We also have the similar companies. So I mean, think about it. You can have an outreach where you compare this company to another company, right? To create some sort of like urgency, FOMO, etc. So again, you don't have to use it. You can just use another platform. It's going to be Exa AI, and go to perform a search. And if you guys don't know what Exa AI is, basically like a web crawler that just scrapes the data of any page. Okay, so same thing you can do. Go to search query, and then we can just scrape the websites, right? So let's just scrape their websites for their clear value prop. So this is the company name. Go to results type just one, and then go to include content in response. Yes. And then, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Category is going to be company. Click on save. Okay. Now click on add, right? Go to Entropic, create a prompt. Okay. Now we're going to have to generate personalization. Model is going to be 3.7 net. Max token is 3090. And I'm going to show you guys the prompt that we're going to be using, which is going to be the recent achievements. Control C. And then go back, go to messages, add message, user, and it's going to be content, tags. Paste it here. And now the only thing you have to do is just paste in the text. Scrape off the landing page. Run once. So again, we have the clean company name, clean the JSON, perform any search, and check this out. So if you go to AXA, right, we're going to see that we have the text here, basically the entire text. And then, congrats on creating an organic intimacy product. Interesting. Blending natural wellness with sensuality is a rare achievement in this market. See? So now we have a really high quality personalization. Okay. So what do we do now? Well, this is going to be generate personalization, right? This is going to be scrape text off websites. Okay. Well, now we're just going to have to pre-draft the copy. So click on tools, sets variable. Okay. Now it's going to be dream email that we just wrote. And then now we're going to have, hey, that lady, which is, hey, Sarah. Where is, first name. We're going to add the congrats line that we have here. And then again, we're going to have to copy paste the copy, right? Pretty straightforward. So Control C, paste it here. So I know you're busy running company name. Now just map the correct company name from the result. And then again, copy this, paste it here. And then again, go back, copy this, paste it here. And again, go back, paste it here. Wants me to enter you. That's it. Boom. Save this. It's going to be dream email. And then we're going to have two, run once. So here's the dream email. Hey, Sarah, congrats on launching an organic lubricants that prioritize health benefits. Creating intimate products without the chemical compromise is rare in this industry. This is a really good personalization. Like, know you're busy running Coconut, but if Amazon on your radar as a real revenue channel, this might be worth a look. So let me just delete this, save this. Well, now we're gonna plug everything into our Instantly account, and let me just walk you guys how to do it. So simply go to Instantly, not Deep Infra, Instantly, add lead to a campaign, and let's just go and create a campaign here in Instantly. So simply, we're just gonna log into our account and then verify our human. Okay, so log in. So let me just log into this account, go to campaigns, our sales system. Okay, well now I can basically authenticate by clicking on add. Okay, go to settings, go to integrations, go to API keys. Make sure to always go to version 1. So go to API key, save this. Okay, this is your API key. So now I can get access to campaign ID through Make, which is our sales system. The leads email is going to be the leads email, which is email. And then the first name is going to be, again, the first name, last name. The company name is going to be the clean company name. And then the personalization is going to be the dream email. Okay. Forgot to add a filter here. So only if condition results equals deliverable. So results equal deliverable. So if email valid, question mark. Okay, now let's just run this at, for example, 50 records. Okay, we're gonna have to add a resume module or like a break module here, just because we wanna deal with rate limits here. So add a break module here, add another one here. No, in the personalization, yes. And then another one in Excel. Okay, make sure to go to settings. So allow storing of incomplete executions, click on yes, just to making sure if we have like an error, we want to make sure that it stops there, waits for like, for example, 10 minutes, and then it's continues where it stopped, which is pretty cool, right? So save this. Again, just 10 minutes. And again, 10 minutes. Save this, and then let's just run once. Boom. Added my lead. Simply put personalization here. Hey Tony, congrats on creating a B Corp certified supplement brand that prioritizes clean ingredients when most companies cut corners on quality. Know you're busy running natural force, but if Amazon's on your radar as a real revenue, this is worth a look. One of my partners helps X-Barbecue go from 24% to 77 FBA sales in a season. They didn't change their team, want me to intro you. Okay, so in terms of subject line, we're just going to use the one that we said here, copy, paste it here. We're going to have first name. So Tony, this might be a growth shortcut for you. Thanks, Aaron. That's it. Okay, so let's just save this. Look at this company names cleaned. See? Awesome. So again, we're basically adding all of these instantly, and that's pretty much it. I would add sent from my iPhone, save this, and there we go. And then that's pretty much it. So this is essentially how you deliver for a marketing agency that essentially just specializes in PPC ads, okay? So what do you need to do now? Well, simply get out there, take action. I believe in you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.